Well, I want to compliment our team on a good effort today, and they really hustled and played hard and tried to give their best today, and I was appreciative of that. That was one thing we were really trying to focus on today, was hustling, playing Kentucky basketball, and that's being real aggressive and playing tough defensively and creating turnovers and playing with effort and energy, and I thought we did that, so I was proud of the team.
Coach, I've never seen a team that played any better team defense than this team. Has this got a chance to be your best defensive team you've had here in Kentucky?
Well, they just have so much ability and athletically and with their quickness and their strength, they have all the tools to be a great defensive team. And I think they certainly have the tools to be the best we've ever had. You know, what it remains to be seen is, will they, day in and day out, really embrace the fundamentals it takes to do that throughout the course of the season. And, but they certainly have a chance to be the best defensive team, and I hope they will. We try to tell them that, we try to emphasize that to them, and I hope they'll embrace that and really work hard to become that, because they could be.
When you hear the 48 turnovers, it's a new school record. What does that mean to you about what they've been able to do?
Well, we're just trying to hustle for 40 minutes, and you know, we could have been satisfied with creating 30 turnovers, which is a staggering amount. And what I was trying to do is just to get them to play 40 minutes, hustling and aggressive. And so, you know, that's an awful lot of turnovers for a team to have and for defense to create. And I was happy that we tried to play our best today.
If 30 is staggering, what is 48?
I don't know. Yeah, I only got a 4-year degree, and I was lucky to get that, so I'm not sure what it would be. I mean, a Division I game, I mean, 25 is a lot of turnovers and 30 is a lot, and so it just means they hustled and worked extremely hard.
How happy were you that we created the turnovers but only had 15 team fouls today?
That was good, and that was something that we talked about out of the Moorhead game, was when you hustle and you try to put the pressure on that team, you're trying to have a cumulative effect. So you're trying to make them play after play after play. When you foul, that just negates all that hustle that you've had and gives a team a chance to reset and get going and catch their breath. And so it's very important when you're a pressing team and when you're a pressure defensive team to limit fouls, because it really takes away from all that hustle you've had, and it takes away that cumulative effect. And so that's a key part to having a successful day on defense.
Matthew, you mentioned strength with regard to defense. You kids that look like we're clearly physically superior. Talk about the value of being physically strong in that kind of defense, why that's so important.
Well, one thing that you have to be able to do is you have to play low and in a stance, and because we're asking you to stay in front of the ball, we're also asking you to read the play in front of you and make very quick movements, so you're leaving one player to go guard another player. And so you know, being strong in your legs, having endurance to be able to play that way for 40 minutes, all those things. I mean, your physical conditioning in this style of play is very important. That's why, you know, when you see an effort like today, you respect that, because you just don't run up today and say, hey, we're going to play hard. And they really put a lot of time and effort and preparation. We have the best strength coach I've ever seen and worked with, Stephanie Simmons, and she just is phenomenal. And all of the things that go into it make it difficult to do, and so I'm proud when the team is able to have a day like this. But physical strength and endurance is very important in that style of play.
You got up to a big lead early, but how happy were you with your team that they were able to sustain the effort, and what did that tell you about your team too?
Well, you know, we had a very lackluster start on Friday, and so we really talked about the start today. And you know, when the margin gets large I think it's everyone's tendency to relax and say, hey, the outcome is determined. And we were just really encouraging them we weren't worried about the outcome. We're just trying to play our best today. And I'm glad that we got close to that. And, when it was with 8 minutes left, they could have really taken down their intensity and stopped hustling, and we still would have won the game. And we didn't want them to do that, so I'm proud of them for sustaining the effort. It's probably the thing that I'm happiest about today.
Crystal Riley was in a boot and didn't play. What was the injury?
Yeah, that is just here in the last day or two a stress reaction. We haven't seen a fracture yet, so that's good news. But she has had some issues before, so we're trying to be ultra cautious and just have her in the boot. We're just trying to get that injury to calm down. So we have not determined a return for her. So she's just day to day, and we'll just see when we can get her back. But it's a stress reaction in her foot.
Yeah, talk a couple more. At one point, you put in a new wave of 5, and it seems like you might be able to have a different starting lineup every night just based on different players at different times. I mean, can you just maybe talk about that depth that you've been able to develop?
Well, that is a good thing to have. What we have to have is good depth, practicing well every day. And then that's really how you develop it. I mean, we can sit up here and look at the numbers today and say, hey, you have a bunch of players. The thing is, can this group of players and this team really practice well and develop? That's the only way you can develop depth, is to really be an excellent practice team. And so I need to get our freshman post players and our sophomore post players to practice a little bit better and stay a little bit more in tune. And if we can get our post players to come around and really hustle, then I think we do have a deep team. Today I started a 4-guard lineup, and so I don't really know exactly how it will be, but there's certainly the possibility that we could be a deep team. And I'm just going to really try as a coach to work hard on keeping them focused every day in practice. And if we do that, this team can be very deep.
Last question.
Matthew, with that depth, you look like you could go 40 minutes of hell with this team. Is that your plan?
Yeah, I'd like to. I'd really like to get out to a fast start and just never let the pressure up. As we get into the SEC play, obviously that becomes more difficult, but that is the goal, and that's why we try to play so hard today to the final buzzer, is because we're trying to develop that mentality.
Thank you.